Yo guys, welcome back to the Ballers Mindset podcast. Today we've got an OG Prem baller in the building, Marlon Harewood. But first we're going to talk about West End today. Appalling me. Talk to me.
So my Sunday side loss. I just spoke about it a little bit off camera. But what I want to speak to you about is, you had a spell at Nuneaton Town, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so my mate, he was a young boy at the time, he was up and coming. His name was Linus King. He was a young lad. He was like, I think when he was there, he must have been like 17 or 18. He was a centre half, young lad, short hair, light skin.
Yeah.
But he was there, so I spoke to him today, and I was like, we're talking about the Man City game, and I was like, I'm doing a pod later, and then he was like, cool, who with? I was like, I'm doing it with Marlon, and he was like, when I was at Nuneaton, he was there. I was like, swear, and he's like, yeah, proper striker, proper, yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, how does suppose that come about then? Because that's what I've seen like your career.
Nuneaton?
Like
Steve Chettle.
Okay.
I played with him. I made my debut with him.
Yeah.
And Chet's was assistant coach there, and he just asked me like, "What you're doing at home?" So I was doing my business, and I thought, like it was a come me down of like coming to retire.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not? Like,
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, to keep put along in it as long as I can. And Chet said, come down and help him out because he needed some help down there, just to try and install some professionalism in some of the lads.
Experience.
Yeah. So.
I feel like that's starting to become a bit more common. I feel like you get a lot of like pros coming down the pyramid a little bit now.
Yeah, it is like that, just to try and prolong your career to be in the game as long as possible. But obviously then after that, then I stopped because concentrated on my business.
That's it.
Fair enough.
And with the business, you started it whilst you was playing still.
I did.
And then you kind of obviously fizzled out with the playing career and put more effort into that. Can you tell us a bit more about the business?
It was just a car company, but it's a car company that I set up about when I was 24, when I joined West Ham. I just found it, I got in trouble with my car, and then I just thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to help pros or anyone that needs helping with buying their first car and coming out of it, not knowing that it will benefit me for life after football. And I've obviously had my business now about 20 years now, and it's just been going really well.
So so you kind of just like fell into it?
Yeah, sort of, really. Bought my first decent car, Porsche Carrera 4S, as you do.
Yeah.
I signed for West Ham, and then circumstances changed, so I had to get rid of it, and I had to pay a hell of a lot of money to get out of the contract.
Okay.
At the time, when being naive, I didn't really know that, and then I just thought to myself, you know what, me being me, gonna help lads to set up a business, to educate them in buying and selling a car. And then did that, and every club I went to, I sort of helped few of the lads out with buying their cars, and then when I came to retire, it was like a easy transition for me to go into business.
Because you already set it up, it's there to fall into then, isn't it? Do you obviously wrap a lot of players' cars, or it's a nice way to stay in touch with the playing side without actually being a manager or anything like that? It's a nice way to stay involved in the game.
100%, because I've probably had about 4 or 5 players I was looking after in every club, Premier League club, Championship club, just advising them and educating them in how to buy their first car. 'Cause it's quite nice, isn't it, as a player?
Yeah, of course.
Especially when you get a decent deal, you want to get a nice car.
Yeah.
I find that's always the first thing lads want to do. Driving in and stuff. So, I found a good niche in the market that I've had for quite a while now. And like you said, it does get the camaraderie around the lads. If they need a car, go and speak to Marlon, which is nice for me. Going to different training grounds, delivering cars, picking them up, and all sorts of things. So,
you had any strange requests, like different wraps, different colours?
Well, yeah, we've had that, but I wouldn't say it's strange. It's just obviously everyone's different. We've had like camo wraps,
Balotelli's
greens,
camo.
stuff like that. Different colours. We have a lady had a pink Range Rover.
Yeah.
They're outrageous colours when you put them on. But yeah, there's been really good response from it to where I am now.
Have you had any big names?
Big names? I'll say all of them big names. I think all lads are
that's fair.
all big in their own right, to be fair.
Yeah.
Being a pro, it takes a lot to get there, and once you're there, you just have to try and maintain that. So me being me, I think they're all decent in their own right, and we've had some big ones. Looked after, like obviously Wes doesn't mind me saying it. Wes Morgan, he's really big baller, being in Leicester, winning the Premier League.
Winning the Prem,
Captain,
legend.
Captain Morgan.
Get the statue up.
Yeah, and he's a
Get
great
the
lad
statue
anyway.
up, man.
He's a Forest legend as well.
Yeah, Forest legend as well. But he's top bloke. Can't speak highly enough of him, to be fair. And
That's good.
He lets me like when I ask him, "Wes, do you mind using your name?" Because I don't like using people's names like if they're without asking them permission and stuff. But Wes don't mind because he's a top boy.
He'd be a good guest.
Very good.
Because you support Forest, I support Leicester.
Yeah.
He'd be a great guest.
He would be.
Do you think he'd be good? He'd be good at conducting himself on camera and in a podcast environment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's done it for my one. Just plugging my.
So let's get into that.
We'll get on to that.
My one, and he's good. He is good. He's a good lad.
What's the name of your podcast?
Boots to Business.
Boots to Business.
Yeah.
And on there, you're speaking about how people are developing businesses, starting businesses.
Yeah, from obviously being any sportsman. Obviously, majority of the lads that I've got on now have been footballers. I did Daniel Greaves, the golf pro. Dan Greaves. He was wicked.
He's the one that does them wicked lessons, doesn't he? He's
yeah.
quite big.
I've done him. He was wicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, majority of lads is like obviously talking about their careers and how if they have or they haven't transition ready for life after football.
Yeah.
The investment side of it. So my aim is trying to educate the next generation to come on my platform to prepare themselves for life after football, life after sport, or
credit to you, man, because
business.
not a lot of ex-pros do that. You know what I mean? So it's
I think it's needed now because obviously the amount of money that they earn that they earn now is obviously obscene compared to. Like, it's sort of the same when I was playing. As the money we was earning was a lot as well.
Yeah.
So obviously the generations have changed now
because
we're talking like good 15, 20 years ago. Then when I was in my prime, when the money was at the highest of it was. So obviously now it's even higher than that.
Yeah.
Now. So it's just trying to help the next generation to invest in life after football because when that transition comes, it's a massive step. Looking after your family, your friends and stuff. So make sure you prolong your career with the amount of money that you've earned. You shouldn't be in any trouble, and majority of the lads are.
Yeah.
Okay, credit.
So from West Ham and Forest legend footballer to business owner, how was that transition mentally? Was it tough, or did you find it easy because you've been doing it since you were 24?
Yeah, like I've had that question before, but I have found it. It's a good question. I have found it easy because I've had it for so long. I was preparing myself already for when it came to it. It made it so much easier. And as soon as I retired, I went. I didn't even officially retire. I just obviously stopped and then went straight into the office and then start working.
What do you find more difficult, training and being a Premier League footballer or running a business?
I'd say, obviously, being a Premier League footballer, you just have to go out there and perform. With business, you got a lot of responsibilities, especially how high you go. You got responsibilities of other people, family. So obviously, with my old company, I had people I had to make sure bring business in to make sure they can work and they feed their family. So I'd say the business side is more. You've got more responsibility.
Different type of stress.
100% stress.
You know what's interesting? I seen a clip on Instagram, and I said, you know, you've done a podcast with him, that Danny Simpson.
Yeah.
He said he's just done a boxing fight, and I seen him say that.
Oh yeah, Misfits.
He's more nervous for this than when he was playing Premier League.
Yeah.
And people was like, well, how does that make sense? You played in front of 50,000 people, and he was like, because I've done that since I was a kid. Yeah. So it's second nature, whereas this is so different. So similar to what you just said.
I could throw a question straight back at you because you've just played today.
Yeah.
You feel comfortable in playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. You don't really think about it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Obviously now here you'll probably be a bit nervous, thinking what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, make sure the questions are all right. And it's a different toy.
It's different dynamics.
Yeah.
So it's
exactly the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with business as well. So we're playing week in, week out. That sort of easy because I feel like playing in front of 50,000. Not that it's easy. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying it's easy. But it's something that I enjoy and I've been doing for years. And obviously talking now, I feel you be out your comfort zone, but you want to make sure you talk right, talk properly, put everything in there. Enjoy the time with you guys.
Of course. Do
you think a lot of players struggle with the transition from finishing football to what am I going to do now, business or?
Yeah, if they haven't got it in place, but sometimes lads, they get to a mindset they don't need to, they shouldn't need to because of the amount of money that they're earning.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have that mindset that they need to think about that after, but obviously they do because they just live to your means and you just carry on in life.
That's the thing. I feel like so my dad is like a proper just like the white geezer and he's like footballers get up, you know what I mean? But and he'll be quick to say like, oh, how can you make that much money and then not be set for life? And for the most part, like you say, you'd like to think you are, but I can imagine it being very easy to be making an absurd amount of money and and all of a sudden you stop making that certain amount of money, but you
still live.
Your finances are still, you're still living to your means. You still all these expenditures. You probably have so many outgoings that you're maybe not even aware of. So I can imagine, I can appreciate why you do see some people do struggle when they come out of professional football. Like it happens, man. So
we've seen obviously Trent recently. He put a bid in for, was it a French club?
Bro,
100 million?
Yeah, he's done like 117 million for that French club. Was it Lens?
Yeah.
And then he invested in Alpine, the Formula One team, which is just like, it's crazy. Because how old's Trent? It's like 25.
Yeah, young.
Yeah, but that's good advice though. It looks like he's been guided and
well guided.
Yeah.
He's preparing for his transition of when he comes. Hopefully, he's got another 10, 15 years yet, but he's still preparing for what the money that he's earning. It's obviously it's a different conversation now because you're talking about elite players and the money that they're on. That's the conversation we're having.
Yeah.
But that's where they should be. They should be making sure that they're set for their families and their families and their families for life to make sure they don't have to struggle. Because where he's come from, he probably want to make sure that his family is all prepared for life.
You see a lot of people that like splits the room a little bit. A lot of people are giving Ivan Toney stick at the minute because he's like,
I was
like
about to mention that, Saudi.
You've went to Saudi and your career, you're in the prime of your career. Why have you gone to Saudi? You ruined your career. But I'm seeing a lot of people on the other foot. They're saying, well, he's making 400 bag a week, no tax, and he's over here. He's making 40 bag a week. So probably coming out with 20. Yeah. So then, like, you kind of can't blame a man for saying, you know what, I'm gonna take the hit, and I'm gonna make sure all my family's set up for life. You know what I mean? So it's difficult.
What would you do?
I'd be in Saudi singing.
Literally throw it straight at you because obviously everyone's got their own opinions.
It's difficult.
And their opinions of saying it's 50-50. But at the same time, put yourself in his position.
Yeah, you'd go.
So what would you do?
Okay, so this is what I honestly think. I genuinely honestly think here. If I was good enough to be playing in the Premier League, depending on where I am in my career, I'd have to make that decision. If I was 20, would I go to Saudi and let my name fizzle out? So, which will happen. It does happen. How often do you hear, like, when was the last time Sadio Mane scored? You couldn't tell me.
Probably last week.
But when he was in the Prem, is in front of you every day, social media, newspaper, on the TV.
You can hear everything about it.
So if you're happy to have your name fizzle out to a sense and maybe sacrifice, I'm not going to play for England again.
Stop you, but Sadio Mane has got a lot behind the scenes. He's got a lot of charities.
Yes.
He looks after a lot of people back home. So that might be his mentor instead of the Premier League. There's bigger and better things for him in his mindset of, well, this money can set a whole heap of local families, my charity, hospitals that he actually does back home for life.
That's a great point. And you know another thing as well, just popped into my head. People, there's a big debate around the Saudi thing at the minute, but like Saudi Arabia as a country is amazing, and they are just skyrocketing. They're like so bullish on how progressive they are right now in every avenue in life. All the boxing, Formula One, there's the football, golf, live golf, MMA, everything is all going over there. So like it's easy for us to sit here right now and be like, oh bloody hell. But I bet the way of living out there is amazing.
Crazy.
You see Neymar like in his contract, like he gets given a house, a jet.
He's hardly even played.
See what I mean? So definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
But like you said, what would you do? You're getting offered 400 grand a week. I'd do fucking hell. I'd pick up shit with my bare hands for 400 back a week. You know what I mean? Never mind doing what I love, and I've been doing anyway. You know what I mean?
He just thought it was time for him to do that.
Yeah, which is fair enough. And do you know what? Yeah, that's a great point. It's nobody else can say whether or not he's done the right thing or not. Because if he feels in himself, I've done the right decision, then good for you.
Tony,
you know what I mean?
See that when he was singing that song, Tony, Tony. I'd be like, hey.
What did he say? He said, oh, you lot come out whenever. Flight's on me.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Good for you, man. You know what I mean? I'm happy for you. Yeah.
Do you know, like in your career, was there a country like that offering a lot of money back then?
I went to China.
Oh yeah, you had the 1 year in China, but I mean earlier in the career, was there any like countries coming with loads of money?
There was, but obviously I made a decision to stay. As a young kid, 18, 19, 20, I went to Finland.
That was that loner hacker?
Dave Bassett. Being a senior player now, there must have been some sort of little backhander going on back there.
Okay.
I realised Keke, who was Keith Armstrong, and Dave Bassett, they were good friends.
Yeah.
So he was like, probably Keith Armstrong, I call him Keke because that's what his name in Finland.
Yeah.
Text Harry and Dave Bess and Dave Bess. I can't remember his name now. Dave Bess. to, have you got any players that can come out and play? So he said, Marlon, do you fancy going to Finland? And me being me, I was like, I'm well open to stuff.
Yeah.
And so I went out there and played. And the best thing I've ever done.
Beautiful country.
It was unbelievable.
Beautiful country, isn't it, Finland?
But we won, because I went a second year as well, because we won the league twice. I got into like the Finnish Champions League sort of.
Decent.
Yeah, it was good. So it was good experience.
Yeah.
And that's the thing as well. I mean, fundamentally, like now that you're a grown man and you don't play football anymore, but you've had the pleasure of living in China, Finland, playing football professionally, loads of different experience, different people, different food. So credit to you, man. China, how was that?
It was unbelievable.
Was it?
Yeah. At first, it was a bit daunting because I just finished at Blackpool, and there was a Chinese agent. She was a West Ham fan. And she knew that I was on a free from Blackpool, and she just approached me with another Chinese man and said, Guangzhou Fully are looking for you to come and play for their team.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it, but then as soon as they put the paper in front of me and said, "This is what you're going to be doing," I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let me just get back to you and speak to the family. Let me know." And then before I know it, I was on the way to China.
Did you go out there alone? Did you go out there alone? Because you only had the 1 year just on your own and then come back.
Do you know what's funny? Another lad that plays for my Sunday side, his name's Jorin John. Don't know if you ever heard of him. Played for Leicester a little bit, Championship.
Okay.
He went out and played in China as well.
Oh, did he?
Played in China. I think he played in Slovenia, Thailand.
Good lad.
He's been everywhere. I think he's like one of...
That's class, to be fair.
Maybe not anymore, but I'm sure there was a period in time where he was like the most travelled English like professional footballer. He's played like 7 or 6 different countries or something ridiculous.
Mad.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you
Seeing the world, playing football, getting paid.
China was unbelievable.
He said,
my experience was so good.
Yeah.
The owners looked after me very well. Obviously, we were winning, so it's even better. And it was just
How was
good.
the fans?
Fans were unbelievable.
Were they?
Yeah, scream. Well, I didn't understand what they were saying, but they were making a
Passionate,
whole heap of
yeah.
noise. Yeah, there was loads. To be fair, there was quite a few. To be fair,
That was the first real, like, it was Russia that done it, but, well, it was China first, then Russia got all the money that were pumping into football,
like
wasn't
Zenit.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's Saudi.
I think Japan had a little spell though, wasn't it? Because Gary
They did,
Lineker went to
they
Japan,
did.
didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did, yeah.
Was
China,
that...
Has China got? I haven't really. I should really look. China's gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? Is there?
They had a few years ago, didn't they, where they was getting
Chelsea
like loads of players and spending big money. Like you say, Oscar, Paulinho, Hulk.
Did
a lot of-
Tevez go?
Yeah, he
Carlos
went for
Tevez go there,
Yeah, Tevez went.
Yeah. Speaking of Tevez, was you at West Ham when?
I did, mate. I did.
Can you give us like a bit of like
Behind
a
the-
gossip about that?
Oh, what can I say? Really, it was all in the dressing room, and then these two Italians, Argentinians, come through the door, and was like, "Who are these two
Who are they?
scruffy boys?"
Yeah.
They come down, sit down. They was just chilling because obviously they came with a entourage because they was owned at that time.
Okay.
Both of them, and they came with an entourage of agents and stuff. So they came in the dressing room, sat down, and all of us normally was just getting ready for training. And then we went out to train and was like, Jesus, who's these guys?
Oh, what,
They
straight
were
away?
decent, yeah,
Oh, okay.
decent. Javier was more than Carlos. Carlos was so lazy. It was unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, in training. It was probably the worst trainer I've...
That's crazy, because on the pitch he's like a bulldog, isn't he?
Javier was just like a left, right, an engine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable shots. He was just one
That's
of the
class.
top players.
So you sat there in the changing rooms, and the manager brings in Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano,
Yeah.
and
We didn't
one of
know
them's
who
getting
he was.
kept on the bench because no one knows who he is.
Yeah, literally. Swear down.
Yeah.
But both of them, to be fair, because we were doing... Hayden Mullins was doing well. Nigel Reo-Coker, centre midfielders. They were... Pards loved them too. And obviously, what I know now, I don't think Pards knew about Carlos and Javier coming into the dressing room because that was like a upstairs deal that come in. So I think Hayden Mullins kept Javier Mascherano out of the team, and that me and Bobby and Dino kept Carlos out of the team.
That is crazy.
You take it as a compliment now when you look back at it.
100%.
Yeah.
But obviously, what you know now, both of them are top class players.
Bro, the careers they both had.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like what? Carlos Tevez, Man U.
Javier was unbelievable. Javier is
Barcelona,
probably
Liverpool.
one of my best players I played with.
Really?
Yeah. Javier is. That's what
And he's
I say.
versatile as well, isn't he? He can play centre
Unbelievable.
mid, centre back.
Yeah, well, playing centre half for Barcelona at size of what was he? 5'2"?
Crazy.
What?
Tiny.
Was he that small?
He was tiny. Javier
No,
was
not
tiny.
5'2".
I'm exaggerating.
Oh, okay. I
but
was
he
going to
was
say.
tiny.
He was
for
he was
centre
a small bloke.
Yeah.
Did they take well to the English culture like straight away?
Straight
or
away.
Was
There
it?
banter in the change rooms.
Yeah.
He come at a good club at the time because West Ham for me is probably one of the best I've had. Dressing rooms.
Yeah.
The characters that we had in that dressing room was unbelievable. Just the 4.5 years, it was just relentless banter every day.
That's what you want, ain't it?
Yeah, it was
That's what you
unbelievable.
want.
So them two come into a good dressing room to understand banter and looking after each other. And we sort of got them in that, but we got them in a bit of trouble sometimes, like a bit of banter, like telling them to go and say stuff to people, and they'll go and tell them, and then end up being 50 cuffs.
I feel like we've lost that in the game a little bit, like the initiations and the pranks on teammates.
I think so.
It's been lost in it.
It's been a bit straight.
Professional, isn't it? It's like very professional.
But it is professional.
You get-
But you need that in your team to when you're going out there, you're fighting with each other. 'Cause I had that with my dressing room, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because I got to that time I had 3 finals, got promoted to the Premier League, then we got to the FA Cup final. From that sort of, no one predicted us to be that sort of way in and how well we did. And I think that come a lot from the team bonding that we had. Speaking
of teammates, we do a segment on the show. We call it the one word game. We could probably think of a better name.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to ask you, there's 6 or 7 points.
Oh, Jesus.
Just words.
Yeah.
And you can just give me a teammate. So for example, the first one is lunatic.
Lunatic.
If I say lunatic, who's the first player that comes to your mind? A teammate, previous teammate of yours?
Lunatic. Roy Carroll.
Roy Carroll.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific that he's
Just
done?
a lunatic.
Just a
goalkeeper,
nutter.
Goalie, right?
Coming out, legs up.
Goalies are nuts, isn't they? It's weird though, isn't it? I know
Everyone
everyone says
that.
It's weird.
Punching you there.
Yeah.
Roy Carroll probably.
Okay, who's the worst trainer?
Carlos Tevez.
Really?
Yeah.
By a mile.
By a mile.
What Hazard? I heard Hazard's like an awful trainer as well.
But
he just
literally
walks
when
around, socks
Carlos
down.
on game day, when he crosses that white line,
Different
Animal.
beast.
Yeah.
different.
Adventurous,
It was unbelievable.
Okay, who the prankster?
Bobby Zamora.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any good ones that stick to mind that you tell the story?
Just
There's a lot.
It's just relentless. Bobby is all the
Really?
time. Like he'll tie Nigel's shoes up. Nigel come in brand new shoes, and tie him up with tape like really, really tight, so he can't get home. Hang his clothes up. Nigel used to get it all the time, but Bobby, he's the prankster and the banter person.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Okay.
every day, which is good. You need them people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Best ability?
Best ability, probably. God, I've had a few. Probably, there was probably 2. Nottingham Forest was Brian Roy.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable, left footer. I don't even remember Brian Roy.
I don't.
Dutch
Yeah,
player.
I know you're.
And then probably
it's in my
His
brain.
name. His name.
Yossi Benayoun,
Oh,
Okay,
class.
yeah.
little magician. On
Yeah.
the ball.
Them players there, you know, they're my type of players. You know, them little players that just do magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bit of me.
They're the players.
Yeah.
If Ronaldo or Messi,
Me, I'm a Ronaldo guy.
Are you?
Yeah, just from what he's achieved at
I'm a
every
Ronaldo.
club. Like,
yeah, that's fair enough. I'm not.
No,
But fair enough.
but both of them are obviously
Yeah, absurd.
world class.
Absurd.
Yeah. But more Ronaldo just from what he's done at different clubs.
Yeah, okay.
Done more than Messi.
Yeah, fair enough. Any players that have been considered wasted potential?
Wasted potential.
Yeah,
Oh Jesus, I haven't played with him, but Ravel Morrison.
yeah.
Oh,
That's the one that I
mental.
was about
It's
to give as
just
an
like
example.
loads of people they talk about him, how he was,
Yeah.
and they speak very highly of him. Not gone on to his actually potential.
You know-
he's played at
Yeah.
clubs and done well, but not to what people said he should have gone
Yeah.
on to do.
And everyone's saying it.
Everyone said it.
Yeah.
At that time, was his name like wildfire? Like everyone was
literally.
speaking about
him,
it.
like even and Rooney as well. But Rooney went on
Yeah.
to his full potential.
Yeah. I think Rooney's so underrated, by the way.
Who?
I think Rooney. I think he's underrated.
Do you?
Yeah, I know everyone says he's a legend, but I don't think we like.
In what way?
I think he's rated like a 9 out of 10
No.
player striker.
Who says
yeah,
that?
I think everyone says that.
No
What,
chance.
that he's what?
Maybe our generation
in
a
his-
bit more because we're a bit
no, he's-
younger.
he's
But I feel like
world-class.
if we was to go and sit down, let's say my football squad, we all sat down today, and we was like, okay, cool, like let's like rank top 10 Premier League strikers. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. He does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's exactly that.
He
You know
is.
what? It might be because he's English, but thank you, Chase. Credit to him. But yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Unbelievable player.
Because like,
Unbelievable
like for me, I'd say right now, I'd be like, I'd rank Henry over Rooney. But you know, if you actually think about it,
Yeah.
Rooney, how long he done it and what he done and everything he achieved, he's easily, because Henry was only in the Premier League for, in the grand scheme of things, a short period of time. So really and truly, he should be up there with probably the best in the Premier League ever. You know what I mean? So
I think it's now he's playing Girth and Turf Pro clubs online, isn't it? So it's a bit
He's managing as well, though, isn't he? He's
tarnishing
managing, trying to manage. Yeah, Plymouth.
yeah.
Okay, last one. Best mate.
Best mate.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, I've got two. It was Steve Melton when I was at Nottingham Forest. We shared a house. We bought a house together. We shared a house. Yeah, it was decent. We still speak now.
Right.
Since we was like 18, growing up, learning our trade, and then obviously at West Ham was Anton Ferdinand.
Yeah.
My roomie. He's
how's he?
Good guy.
Is he?
Yeah, it's funny.
Class.
Back in the day, like our dressing room, he was one of the pranksters, one of the jokesters, always like talking, singing. Yeah, Anton's a good guy.
What's the worst of these pranks? So, as a Premier League footballer yourself, playing for West Ham, playing for Nottingham Forest as well, the worst like pranks or ones where you think, oh, that's a bit far.
There was loads, mate.
Really?
I don't know if I could say them now. It's like
Say
health and safety. You get in trouble. Like some of the lads, things they used to do, would probably be put in prison. It's just different pranks, isn't it? And back then, the respect factor of this generation is probably a little bit more peeled out.
Yeah, okay.
You have to, like, if a senior player tell you to do something, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I think now, if a senior player tell a young lad to do it, they're looking at him funny. Do you understand?
Crazy.
Like, who you talking to?
Back in the day, you used to clean boots.
Yeah, we used to clean
You know
boots.
what I mean?
All that
But now
kind of
you'd
stuff.
never. Can you imagine?
You have
like,
communal baths, stuff like that. So, like, I'll give you one story. It was, I think it was Andy Reid's. Oh, it was Andy Reid's birthday, and we had like a big, massive, old school baths that you go in together and washing like a jacuzzi, but it was like a bath thing. And like some of the lads used to put all sorts in it, like all sorts.
Yeah.
And then we go and get Reedy and lift him up with all of us and then chuck him in it.
Oh,
just little.
yeah.
We're talking feces or what?
Talking everything.
Really?
Do you know what's funny? The Patrice Evra one's really famous, ain't it? Where I think it was on League of Their Own where he said, I think somebody like shit in his boot before.
Yeah.
And like to me, that's just unfathomable. Like, can you imagine you go into work,
Put your shoe in.
go into work, you'd
Put your foot.
These days you'd have HR.
I didn't want to say it, but you can say it for me. Them sort of things.
But it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But like, I get it. It's football. Like all my mates that have played really good level football that are still, like I say, like they've dropped out of like pros to national leagues. They've got crazy stories, and it's like, hey, you lot are weird.
Yeah, we've got all deep and stuff in your pants.
Yeah.
Before you go out for games, the lads are like crying.
I just couldn't imagine.
Running around the pitch.
I couldn't imagine. Like, I couldn't imagine just getting a boot.
You can't do anything because you're running around the pitch like you're just like, crying.
Horrible.
Yeah.
We were gonna do that. The weekend when we played. We coin, you pass it to everyone.
Oh yeah, we was gonna do it last game of the season.
Yeah,
the coin
was
game.
Gonna do that,
if you look at each other, you pass the coin.
Us, don't even dare.
Yeah, it's bad. Because I feel like I can't speak for back then, but I feel like these days, if you got caught doing that, like that, you'd get slewed in the media.
Yeah,
wouldn't
why?
You? Why? You know what I mean?
Why? If you're doing your job and you're winning, but if you lost, then I get that.
Yeah.
Like, why are you messing around if you're not good enough to be
circumstantial?
Last game of the season or something.
Last game of the season, and you're fighting relegation. Well, yeah, don't play past the coin, but you finished 8th.
Or play it and don't get caught.
No.
You know what I mean? Like the manager will play some young lads. You know what I mean? They'll switch it up that way. Why not play your best striker and he's got a coin in his hand? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're good old days. They're wicked. That's good times.
Good old days.
Think about it. Yeah, it's good. That's why you wouldn't be. You're enjoying your time, like in the dressing room.
Yeah.
You're going out. You're fighting for each other because you've got that sort of banter.
Yeah.
They're tackling. That's what I had at West Ham. Obviously, speaking about them, that's obviously what's going through my career. And it's just, I know, like, if Bobby makes a tackle and he gets a yellow card and he wants to do something again, he'll look at me and like Mazza. And I'll be like, okay. And then I'll sort it out for him. Like little things.
Brothers,
like,
didn't you?
Yeah, got that thing, and we did that on the pitch. We linked up very well.
Yeah.
Before we go into a little quiz, I just want to touch on something. Could be a little bit deep, but racism in football. When you was out in Finland, China, did you ever experience that, or here in England?
You know what? I get asked this question. It's a bit difficult for me because I probably got it, but I never really heard it towards me.
Yeah.
The places I've been, they've been really respectful, really good, really looked after me, especially in China, to be fair. I was probably the only English one there, and all the Chinese lads, they looked after me very well. I know going to places like that, I'm like a foreigner to them. Like, they see me as a different person, but I was well received. But no, I've never really had it at me.
Yeah.
I've seen it been done to other players,
Yeah.
and it's not nice, and especially what the lads go through. Speaking like obviously Anton's been through a lot through his career, but that's why I was talking to him about the podcast, and how he's come out of it. I've got so much admiration and respect for him.
Yeah.
Being my best mate as well, and see how he's got on and talk about it. He does a lot for racism, does a lot for diverse, to try and educate people in educational and how it works. But yeah, I was quite touch wood. Like, I'm not that person. I don't really think about. I treat everyone as equal.
Yeah,
wherever I go, I look after them, loads of people, and I want to know if I get the respect back. So I've never really had that sort of.
Like you say, that's fortunate. Do you think there's anything that you think is really important, like going forward, this has to change?
Yeah, there's a lot has to change.
Any ideas
there is a lot that needs to change. Obviously, I'm trying to change. I want to change it for my kids, so they have a comfortable life and they're looking after everyone. Obviously, there's no room for racism. It's not needed.
No.
But I think racism is a point of like when someone gets really angry and upset, and that's their first protocol. It shouldn't be their first protocol. You should be talking to the actual person about what's happened or what's gone on. It's a tough subject, racism.
It's difficult.
It definitely needs to be. There's better things for it. To move forward. I know they're trying. The progress that they make, so everything helps really. But yeah.
To close off on that subject, obviously, like you said, your best friend at West Ham, best friend ever in football, Anton, with the whole Terry incident. What was it like to support him in that whole? Yeah,
it was difficult because obviously I know both of them, but more Anton. I'll try and. Because it was more deflecting on Anton. He got more of the stick in that, because obviously JT's who he is. And Anton, obviously, it was a difficult one because he didn't really even know about it until after the game. What was going on?
Did he get caught on video?
So the way he dealt with it, I've got high respect for him. He dealt with it very well, and he's still dealing with it now and pushing and trying to get everyone to understand what it is and what it isn't. It shouldn't be used in the game. Obviously, it's used everywhere now, and there's people trying to kick it out. Using that word, kick it out, because that's the racism sort of thing. But yeah, it's a difficult subject to be fair with racism.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Should we go to the quiz?
We can.
Ooh. Right. This is really important for him.
It's important for us. What do you mean?
It's important to you, mate.
Together.
We are, but.
So what happens is we do this host versus quiz.
Yeah.
I've never lost.
Okay.
Host versus quiz.
Host versus
host quiz.
Yes.
So it's me versus you.
Okay.
About a trivia that I'm not aware of.
Useless at things like this.
Yeah. I'll intro it anyway, and we'll have a go.
Fine.
Yeah. But I've not lost, so it is important to me. I like not losing. But I expressed on the way, I've just got a feeling today.
He's
feeling like
I'm going to win.
Yeah.
What are you, 7-0?
Okay.
7-0?
I think it's 7-0. 7 guests. I've never lost.
So all the guests have been.
And so I tell you,
Who was it?
well, yeah. Do you know what? We've had some good ones. Say again.
Mark White,
Yeah, debatable.
the viral Dorking manager. You ever seen him?
No.
The one
Mark
who's
White.
just.
You've seen Mark White. He does the he's Dorking Wanderers. It's like National League club. He's really like passionate. He owns the club, manager. They started at Sunday League all the way up to National League.
Probably.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's
a great guest. Yeah. Great, because he's a businessman and he's took that business into football and he generates a bit. Great guest. Really Mark good. White. The one that hurt me the most is we had a Leicester City player on, young lad, exciting prospect. His name's Wanyo. Great lad. He's Portuguese. Yeah. And he said top 10 scorers for Portugal ever. Where's the logic? I don't think that's fair. It's like him saying, the squad that started for West Ham in this game. Like, you're lying.
No, I'm joking.
My God, can you imagine?
Right, let me intro
be unfair. So anyways, you intro it and You'll
see how we go. Yeah.
We'll see.
Right, yo guys, we're back with West Ham and Premier League legend Marlon Harewood. He's in the Leicester podcast studio and he's playing guest versus host with Conor. So, the topic today, the topic today is players to have scored 5 or more Premier League hat-tricks. Marlon scored one of his own against Aston Villa back in the day.
Perfect hat-trick.
Did your research?
Yeah. I think he scored 4 that game, right?
No, 3.
Oh, no.
Yossi got that one.
Right, so he scored the hat-trick.
I scored 4 for Nottingham Forest.
Oh, okay.
So there's 2. There's 2 hat-tricks. I'll remember that.
Was that Prem though?
That's Championship.
There you go.
Okay.
Right, so I was going to do players to have scored a Premier League hat-trick, but there's like 1,000 players.
Yeah.
So I've got players to have scored at least 5 hat-tricks or more in the Premier League era.
How many is there in total?
So loads.
There's loads, but they're like good names, so just think like top
What, when you say loads?
What we've got to go guess your list.
Yeah. So there's possible answers here. I think there's like 12 possible answers.
Okay, that's fine.
And you're going to go back and forth.
Not loads. You've done one before where it was like clubs to get promoted
so
to
you
the
gotta go
Premier
back
League. It's
and
like 50.
forward.
It's like a penalty shootout.
Yeah,
15.
So-
I've got my highlighter ready.
So there's 15.
Who's going
What
first?
we'll do is we'll play rock, paper, scissors on shoot for who goes first.
No, you go first.
Oh,
Does that mean you've got to get one extra?
What era are we talking?
So Premier League era.
Premier League.
Premier League era. So from 1990, what was it? 5?
Yeah, till
now.
And they're top players.
Yeah, they're like, I'll give you a clue.
there
They're
must-
like top goal scoring players because obviously they've scored loads of hat tricks.
Yeah.
But there's players that you would think of that have scored 4 or 3 hat tricks, but they're
Okay.
not on the list because it's
Yeah.
5 or more.
Okay, so penalty shootout kind of type of thing. If I get one wrong,
Yeah.
you have to score. If I score, then you get one wrong. Penalty shootout, it's done.
Yeah.
But usually, sudden death. Yeah, but usually
Interesting.
there's a little bit of leeway because usually I'll win quite early on.
Yeah,
And I say to
but
the
there's-
guest,
there's
have another
loads,
go.
though.
I'd say
it's
there's
15.
some.
It's 15.
15
5
possible
hat-tricks.
answers.
5 hat tricks.
But that you have chosen. This is what I'm saying.
Oh,
That
no,
you've
no, no.
chosen.
Sorry, no.
15 of all time.
Yeah, the possible answers, there's 15 answers.
Yeah.
These are facts. They're not my
But I
chosen
already
ones.
know 10. I'm just thinking in my head. But you might not know.
No, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose.
They're on here.
Okay.
Wait.
But you've Googled this.
Yeah. This is facts. This is facts. It's not
okay,
There's
okay.
there's only
You don't
15
wanna be in my
ever.
head, it's
There's
not
only
my head.
15 ever.
Okay.
They're on his list. You know 10. I know 1. So I'm gonna lose. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay. Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland, 8 hat tricks. He's been here, what, 2 seasons?
Yeah.
8 hat tricks already.
It's criminal. I think he
Mental.
scored 8 hat tricks in like 60 games, and it took somebody else who I know like 500 games or 400 games or something ridiculous.
He's a machine.
8.
Robot.
8
Robot.
hat tricks. Criminal. Scores back-to-back hat tricks. It's unheard of.
So,
Wow.
over to you.
I would have gone Andy Cole.
Andy Cole, just on there with 5 Premier League hat tricks.
Oh, this is horrible.
Stop touching the metal.
Yeah, no. I think you mean this bit, Chase.
Yeah, it's like the metal bits.
Yeah, calm.
Back to you.
Okay. Oh God, my heart's in my throat. So a few names are going through my head. I'm gonna say Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney,
Safe
7 Premier League hat tricks.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Majority
Haaland's
probably
got,
Man U, maybe 1 or 2 at Everton.
yeah.
I don't
Haaland's
know.
got more than him in ridiculously less games.
Yeah, crazy.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Alan Shearer?
Alan Shearer, 11 Premier League hat tricks.
Got to
There's
say.
only one player with more than Alan Shearer. He's second on the list.
Okay. It's Harry Kane.
Harry Kane's on the list. He's not the top on the list. He's had 8 Premier League hat tricks, 1 more than Rooney, and the same as Haaland.
Oh. Good.
It's good.
Henri's got to be in there.
Thierry Henry, 8 Premier League hat tricks, same as Haaland, same as Kane.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God! You see, the problem is there's so many good players.
Yeah.
Goal scoring.
That could be on
Premier-
2
it
hat
could
tricks,
be on
3,
4.
4.
Yeah.
And you start having to start thinking about longevity in the Premier League. So I've got a few names, and if I miss, I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to say Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez, 6 Premier League hat tricks.
That's a good
It's
one.
a good one. I've
That's
got
a
another
good
one that's a bit safer. If I had missed, I'd have
I've got a good one.
Do you
but
think it-
I've got 3, but I'm thinking if they've got.
Jeez.
I've got
it's horrible because if you miss and one of the others are right.
Michael Owen.
8 Premier League hat tricks.
No.
There's another one. There's another one there as well.
No. Oh.
So the rest of the list is, they've all got 5 Premier League hat tricks. So
Yeah.
just on the wire, there's one with 9 and one with 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Ruud
There's
van
5 more.
Nistelrooy.
No. There's like quite a few with 5
Yeah,
Premier League
yeah,
hat
yeah,
tricks.
yeah.
One with 9 and one with
yeah.
12.
I'm going to say Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, 5 Premier League hat tricks.
Come on, Rude.
Bro, Ruud, bro.
This is
that's
really
another
good.
player probably don't get the
Hey,
respect
this is
he
going really
deserves.
well.
Oh God, my hands are sweating.
But I don't know if he has. I hope he has.
It's like a meme, that isn't it?
Yeah.
There's 2. Oh, there's 3. There's 4. Emil Heskey.
No way.
Emil Heskey
way.
is not on
No
my
way.
list.
Oh wow.
No
So
way.
he's
But
probably
got more.
he's
but
probably had a few hat tricks, but he's not on 5 or more hat tricks.
In the Premier
He's
League.
probably got 4.
Wow.
Okay.
So you've missed.
So
If he
technically,
scores, you win.
technically I've won because it's sudden death. But if I score, I'll win.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But if he
Give
misses,
you a
we'll carry
lifeline.
on.
Yeah.
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 You've missed now.
So yeah. Okay. All right.
Now,
So this is where now I need to think tactically. I can think out loud, and kind of because when you hear it,
Yeah.
But then I could miss and feed you onto something else. But I'll do it. So this isn't my answer. But I'm thinking like Fernando Torres, but I don't think he was there long enough. But he had a decent spell at Liverpool.
I don't think he had
a
more
decent
by
spell.
Patrick.
Do you know who wouldn't? Nah, I don't know actually.
Go on, is that your answer?
No. I said. I'm thinking out loud. That's not my answer.
Okay.
'Cause
I've got a few. Like I was trying to think. Like
there's Robin van Persie, who's not
Van
my
Persie,
answer.
that was one of mine.
That's not my answer, but I'm thinking about. I know he got a couple at Arsenal. Did he get one at Man U? And you got to think of like Ronaldo. I know he scored one against Spurs, didn't he? When he come back, there's one. It's when he was a young boy. So there's another one I'm thinking about. You know, who wouldn't surprise me he's on there. Someone like Ryan Giggs, who's just played that many games. Yeah, I know. Okay.
help him.
So yeah, I know. So okay, let me think.
Or real.
Sorry, I know.
I'm joking.
Oh, bro, I take this so serious. I want to win.
because there's so many. I've got so many in my head now.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I've been a striker. Like,
Yeah.
Premier Leagues is my thing. You got like,
Do you know who might
Teddy
be on there?
Sheringham,
My goat might be on there.
Terry Sheringham.
I'm gonna say
Dwight
Robin van
York.
Persie because I feel like that's safe.
That's your answer.
Yeah.
Robin van Persie's 5
Yeah,
Premier
Robin
League
van
hat
Persie.
tricks.
Okay.
Well done.
So now
you've won.
because I've won the quiz. Thank God. between us, Marlon, we'll try and figure out the rest.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think Jermaine Defoe might be on there.
Defoe was my one.
He's one of my goats, like
I
one of
can't
my
see him
dream
be on
guests.
there.
He's
That's what I'm
not.
saying.
He's not on
Is he
it.
not?
No.
That's mad.
He might have like 3 or 4 again.
So how many?
Yeah.
Tell us how many people on. How many?
No, that's like
lads?
Robbie Fowler.
Robbie Fowler, 9 Premier League hat tricks.
Bastard! See?
9.
That was my guy.
9.
Oh man.
I knew it. That's what I'm thinking. Like loads. Like,
Do you know,
Marlon.
when I said Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, Robbie Fowler, you said Michael Owen. I was thinking all these Liverpool
Didier
players.
Drogba.
Not on the
Yeah.
list.
Unbelievable.
Surprisingly, really surprising.
That was one of mine. If I was back against the wall, I'd have gambled. I don't know. Is it? Oh,
I love this straight.
who's got 12? Who's got 12? Who's got the most Premier League hat
So
tricks ever?
there's 4 left, and one's got 12 Premier League hat tricks.
Okay.
The others have just got
Mo
5.
Salah.
clubs,
Mo
name the
Salah.
clubs. Can you
Mo
name the
Salah's
clubs?
not on there.
Can you name the clubs?
So we've got one Arsenal OG. We've got a guy that's played for
Arsenal?
all the top clubs in England. Recent player.
I know who that is.
Who's that?
Raheem Sterling.
Raheem Sterling.
Raheem's got 5.
Five
Raheem
Premier
Sterling.
League hat
Good
tricks.
for him. Raheem Sterling. See, when my brain was going,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of all Sadio Mane, Raheem Sterling, Mo Salah. I'm thinking all these players. But then I thought to myself, I need to think about 2005, 2004. You know what I mean? Okay, so go on. So
Arsenal OG.
Arsenal OG striker,
Uncle.
uncle.
Yeah, Kevin Campbell. No, more than that. Who else is up front for Arsenal?
Everyone calls him like the uncle.
The uncle.
Over
Like Saka calls him
Bergkamp.
uncle.
How do you use it?
Arsenal striker. My God.
I know. Are we being dumb?
This is like
Like, no, yeah. a bit.
Striker.
Yeah. Uncle, man.
Uncle Man.
Uncle, man.
You not seen that clip?
The proper older guy.
Yeah. Oh,
Uncle.
Ian Wright.
Ian Wright.
What a legend.
Ian Wright.
Wright.
That's a legend. Legend.
Poor from you, man.
Another
That's
great
bad
guest.
for
Another great
Righty.
guest.
How have I forgotten Righty?
Is he a pal
What
of
about
yours?
Righty? What about like Gary Lineker?
Nah.
No.
He weren't Premier League, was he? Was he Premier League era or before?
Yeah, he was.
Was he Premier
Lineker.
League?
Yeah, he scored over 100 goals, didn't he?
Yeah.
God knows. Right, the next one.
Got a football podcast.
The next one with 5. He's played for, I think, 3 Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
But known for like 2 main ones. And then
Give us the clubs.
Spurs and Man
I knew
United.
he was going to say Spurs.
Spurs and Man United.
Dimitar Berbatov.
And then a bit of Fulham.
Berbatov.
Berbatov with 5.
Great place. He's torch. Joke.
And there's one more left.
And we'll end this section with Marlon King. He scored a Premier League hat-trick himself. Can he name the player who scored the most Premier League hat-tricks?
Marlon King.
Marlon who?
Who's Marlon King?
Not you.
So it's Andy King.
That's not Andy King. I don't know where King's come from.
Andy King. Andy King.
Marlon's a good
That's
friend
been
of
cool.
mine as well.
And we'll end this section. With what's your name?
Marlon Harewood.
I'm a Forest
Who is
fan.
it? Who was it?
I'm a Forest
Who
fan as
was
well.
it?
Who is it? 12 Premier League hat-tricks.
We said.
Huh?
We said who got 12. Did we not say who's got the most?
The most Premier League hat-tricks.
Marlon King, that's criminal.
Sorry.
No,
yeah.
I'd leave.
I'm a Forest fan as well, and I love you, so I'm really
bad.
sorry.
Said I love you, I just don't know your name.
Forgot my name.
Don't know why I keep saying
Marlon.
King.
Who's got the most
That's
Premier League
banter,
hat-tricks?
that's good banter.
What's his club? What's his club?
Right, so he's not like, when you say longevity, he probably wasn't there.
And he
as
scored
long.
12 hat-tricks?
Yes, bro.
Do you know?
What club?
He's just searched it probably.
12 Premier League
I
hat-tricks?
can't say because you'll get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's what I mean. So tell us the
Oh
club.
my God.
Let him try.
Sergio
Ma-
Aguero.
Sergio Aguero.
Fuck, man.
12 Premier League
God, we're
hat-tricks.
stupid. How did we not get some of them?
Aguero.
Yeah. 12 Premier League hat-tricks.
It's hard though. It's hard trying to like.
Do you know when
think of all the
when you're
lads.
on the spot, it's horrible.
Lights,
I ain't gonna lie.
cameras.
That is proper strikers.
Oh, mate.
Try and name now.
Yeah.
Apart from Haaland, which is a normal situation.
Yeah.
What strikers are there now?
Like, all due respect, you got
No
strikers like
disrespect to the
Yeah.
strikers
Darwin
now,
Núñez and
but
Gabriel Jesus. Like, they're great players, but
who's the strikers now that
Yeah.
you can?
Luis
like, you've named
Suarez,
players,
Thierry
like,
Henry.
from different clubs.
Do you know, like, there's a trend going around at the minute. I don't know if you've been on social media and seen it, but it's called Barclays Men.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, how do we explain that?
So
it's like,
basically, you know when it was the Barclays Premier League?
Yeah.
Because it's no longer Barclays Premier League, is it? It's not called the Barclays
No.
Premier League.
It's just the Premier
Just
I think it's
like-
the Premier League. No, it's not.
I don't think it's still
It's not called
Barclays,
the
just
Barclays
Premier League. But anyway, it's like players that aren't like Ian Wrights and Thierry Henry's. It's like obscure players that are like ballers. Like you've got Michu.
Adil Taarabt.
I'd say Nigel Rio-Coker's a
Michu.
Barclays Premier. Like, do you know Barclays?
Yeah.
Demba Ba.
Yeah.
Demba Ba.
Demba Ba
Cisse.
players.
Just
These
play obscure
the
players that you could
Barclays-
just.
the Barclays badge on their arm, and they're just ballers. Do you know what? It's quite. Do you know this is? We could have a whole podcast on itself. The way football is now, it's very systematic, and I know
Yeah,
back
it
in the
is.
day, but now like you've got like
I missed the. Well,
You got Ipswich playing out from the
The
back.
players could play in my
You know what I mean?
day. Obviously, don't quote me on that now because now people always got their own opinions. But I enjoyed my time of playing.
Yeah.
The physicality. I love playing against John Terry, Vincent
Yeah.
Kompany, and Distan and Village,
Yeah,
Rio. These are the
horrible.
centre halves that you wanna.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in a battle, in
Yeah.
a duel, and
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm winning my duel against that player. Even if it's sprinting 1v1s or whatever, but I don't see a lot for that.
Do you know what done it
Like
for
when-
me? Declan Rice getting that red card when he's just tapped the ball. with
Tap
his
the ball,
foot.
yeah.
And he's got his second yellow red card
Yeah.
for that. I think that's so daft. Like it's ruined the game of football.
It is
And yet-
petty.
I understand rules are rules.
Yeah,
I do
but
understand
Declan
that.
did nick the ball away.
Yeah.
But my no one's ever said it, but Declan's walking that way
Hmm.
and he's going to kick the ball, but it's not. The ball's rolling.
Yeah.
So it would
just kicking him.
It wouldn't be come back. The ball would have
Exactly,
been.
yeah.
It would have come back anyway, and all them sort of little aspects of the
Yeah.
game, and it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
I think it's
because Declan's in the way.
disappointing. The game doesn't have to go like, oh, okay, you know what? Well, the rule is the rule, so we'll send you off.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, just let the
mad.
game go on. You know, you should try and do as much as you can to keep players on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not any opportunity to get them off. So you look at like some of Roy Keane's challenges back in the day. He won't get sent off for him, get yellow.
survive.
You seen the one of Vinnie Jones where he like sprints and nails a geezer, gets a yellow card. It's like what?
Game's gone, mate.
You'd get a 5-game ban for that these days.
Yeah, no, it's different. It's changed. But I enjoyed my time. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
We've just
Yeah.
proved. You just proved to me why I loved it because
Yeah.
of the names.
Just
Playing against
absolute
them
goal
week in,
machine.
week out
Class.
makes you want to like do better because this
Yeah.
is the players you're playing against.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you're making your name up there. Because
That's
like
it.
one time I was up with top goal scorers like Wayne Rooney, English Didier
Wow.
Drogba, all
Wayne
them sort of
Rooney,
things.
Marlon King.
No,
I know.
Did you?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't.
okay. I was gonna go mad.
I know.
It's trying to wind me up now.
That's my banter.
I know, God. That's his banter. Marlon, we spoke a little bit about Wrighty just then.
Yeah,
Do you know him?
yeah.
Are you friends? Will you see
I
to
am.
me say hi?
Yeah.
He's class, ain't he?
He's unbelievable.
I think
But
he's-
That's what I'm saying. When I was joining Forest, Sean and Bradley, I was coming up on a train with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Sean Ratfillets, Bradley.
Yeah.
There was, obviously I met Righty quite a few times when I was picking
Mm.
him up, and Kieran Rafferty was our scout. He put us on the train
Okay.
to Nottingham
Yeah.
as a young kids.
Crazy. Crazy. Do you know what? Do you know like you find all these like you find little gems of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about how many people have been in football and how many gems of stories there are that
Just got to pick it up.
we may never know.
Yeah,
It's
scary
amazing.
because Sean couldn't make it at Forest because they thought he was too small.
Yeah.
And then obviously he went on to play for
Man City.
That was quite a big thing back
Chelsea.
in the day, weren't it? I know a lot of my mates got released from Leicester because they were too small.
What's that Angel Gomez that made his debut for England? He's tiny. And he got like released for clubs and stuff like that for his height. But yeah, you said you like playing against these big, robust defenders. So as a Premier League striker yourself, ex-Premier League striker yourself, who was like the one you hated playing against? You look at me and think, oh, it's a long day today.
Yeah, I think Village was the worst.
Oh, yeah.
He was horrible. I think, but that's his game plan.
Horrible.
Yeah, that was his game plan. Because obviously being quite quick centre forward, and any time my back to play and I was on the ball, he was letting me know that he's there, and he would just come straight through me or put my studs down my back or stuff like that. I think that was a centre half mentality to take your mind off the game. But if the ball was over the top, I was like, come on, let's go for a run.
And centre back partnerships against them, there's obviously one. Some of them like Vidic and Ferdinand will be two buffaloes in my opinion. But if there's like a buffalo and a gazelle, who's the gazelle? Who are you picking on? Is there one in mind where you're like, I've had him on toast every time I play
on him today.
Yeah.
Say it. Go on, say it. Say it.
That's a good one.
Is that the tip of your tongue?
No, but it ain't he was in the Prem. It was I can only say about him. It was Chris Morgan for Sheffield United.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pick him out because I don't really want to pick him.
You know you're having a nice day.
I used to love playing against him because he used to have himself when he was in the Prem, and me and Bobby used to tear him a new one.
Has there ever been like an example?
It's quite fun actually. Bobby Zamora, obviously not speaking about myself, when we played, because we was the first team to beat Arsenal at Highbury and the first team to beat them at Emirates.
Oh, okay.
Last time, sorry Sol, Bobby Zamora was unbelievable up front for us against Sol Campbell, and Sol went home at half time. I don't know if you remember this.
No.
We beat them at the Highbury.
What, left?
Bobby was just unplayable.
Wow. That's another gem, just another little gems.
Wicked.
Class.
So talking of like strike partners, you mentioned Zamora, Sheringham. You kept these boys out of the team, to be honest, at West Ham. So I looked at the FA Cup final in 2006. You started, and on the bench was the other two. So you started and Dean Ashton started and kept Sheringham and Zamora on the bench. How was that? Like the competitiveness in and around the club with four top strikers, and then Tevez comes the following summer.
I know, it was unbelievable, mate. I can't. Obviously, I was very fortunate that when Pards bought me, that was one of his things because I was one of his first signings, and he just says to me, "Just have faith in me. I want to get back to the Premier League. It's going to be hostile at West Ham if you're not doing well because they want their players to work hard and do really well, which I respect." And he says, "No matter what, I'm gonna play you regardless," and he literally stuck to his word.
That's
regardless
good.
to all these players coming in, and I respect him for that. And I'm hoping I've paid him back with the goals and what we've did during my time at West Ham with them.
That's wicked.
But obviously respecting them players, I can't. If anyone can't learn off Teddy Sheringham and all the other players that I had, he was unbelievable. Playing up front with Teddy, he set me up for my first goal in the Premier League with West Ham, and that led on to scoring a hat-trick at home to Villa, and Teddy was the one that set me up.
Unreal.
So amazing. Things like that, and the lads, I speak highly of the strikers because I think there's not enough of that, because that made me want to stay in the team.
Yeah.
Having Teddy Sheringham, Bobby Zamora, Dean Ashton, Colton Cole, Carlos Tevez, like in the wings.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, I want to stay on this pitch as long as I can and throughout the season, and obviously having them players behind you made me want to be number one.
That's class.
You just spoke about Alan Pardew and how he made you a promise and you kept to that, and you feel like you paid him back. Is there any managers throughout your career that you still stay in touch with? Every now and then, Christmas, you drop them a text? Or
Yes, again, my car company, it's obviously everyone knows that I look after cars and I can help them out, and I think it just prolongs through all the business, and people look out for people, and social media is a massive tool now, and anybody I see walking around, if I bump into people, they say, "Oh, hi Marlon, how you doing well?" Parts, I say, "Oh, I heard you doing really well." So it's been nice with the business side, and
that's
sort of look, people keep in touch and look at where other players are, and so I have kept in touch with quite a few because I usually sort them out of a car.
Good, I like that.
So it's been quite good.
Best advice from a manager. So you've worked on Alan Pardew, Kirbishley as well.
Yeah.
What was the best advice from some of these managers?
In the sense of what? Best advice?
Just like in general, like obviously Conor manages at step 5.
Yeah.
Leicester Nirvana.
What was your best advice to some of your players? A threat at you. Come on.
Okay.
Nice to.
I can't remember Kabamba's best. Oh, so
See
Kabamba's
numbers.
best advice. I like this one, and I'll give you my advice after. Nicky Kabamba plays for Barnet.
Yeah.
He come on. He was great. He was so good. I really enjoyed having him.
Yeah.
He get given some advice saying, was it see numbers?
Yeah.
He said you want to be seeing the defender's number because if you see his number, he can't see you. And I just when he said it was like see numbers. And when I first heard that, I thought I was on about goals, games, stats. Yeah, that's where my brain goes to. But then he said no, it was see numbers. Make sure you can see him. You're playing off his shoulder constantly, and I mean credit to him as well because he's bagging goals at the minute in for Barnet. So
Is that
so
what
that
you would
was-
base your
that was
game
one.
on as well? Like,
See numbers.
Yeah.
I've never really had to see numbers because I already had that mentality as in playing off the centre half shoulder.
Yeah.
But I think my advice that I had from someone was Ian Wright.
Wow.
Being a young lad coming from London, I was kind of having myself a bit cocky and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was one of the advice he said to me was, time to worry is when no one's talking to you.
That's good as well. That's good.
so that's similar to what he said about no advice.
No advice
It's
is
bad advice.
It's bad advice.
Because you're not getting that, like, from managers, you want that arm around you sometimes.
If someone's talking to you, let them talk to you.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
talking to you. And then if they're saying something bad that you don't like, just
Take it on board.
agree.
Yeah.
But you might not agree, but agree. And then go away and do what you have to do, or take them aside and talk about it, just in a right manner. Because then if that situation, if someone's stopped talking to you because you're just going off your own way and stuff, then you need to worry because he's fed up and he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
If someone's talking to you, that means they care.
Yeah,
and
they
see
care
something
and they
in
can
you.
see what you're doing and they're
And
watching
that's what
you.
Ian Wright said to me because I think from half time, one of the games, we came in and one of the senior players was talking to me and I was just like, whatever, like,
Yeah.
just being.
Yeah.
Do you think I know better? But then he came to me and he was like, and when someone's saying that, someone of that caliber saying something like that to you, then you
Take it on board.
Then
You
you've
listen.
got to switch on
Yeah.
and think, oh, why is he saying that?
Yeah, okay.
And then you have to.
That's
fix
good.
it away.
To answer your question, what would my advice be? I always like to lead with like the first things you work hard.
Yeah.
I don't like when players like bob it off and they're walking around. I feel like if you have 11 grafters on the pitch, you're way more likely to win a game of football because I've seen it before where today's the perfect example. No discredit to the team we played today. Technically on the pitch, we've got lads that have played professional football. They play high standard of football, and we're very pretty. But it's pissing it down with rain. We're on a park, and we've got lads that play football on Sundays, and that's all they've ever done. And they've beat us today because they're putting their heart on the line, body on the line. So sometimes, not sometimes, all the times, work hard is first. You know what I mean? If you've got technical ability, that's a given.
isn't it?
It's a given. It's a given. You don't.
There's majority
You know
of
what I mean?
games
It's not going to go anywhere. If
Majority
you
of games have won because of that.
yeah, if you go on a pitch and you've got technical ability, if you work hard, your technical ability is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be twice as good.
Yeah.
You see, when you see, don't get it twisted. Some players get away with it. I feel like you can have one, maybe two in a team. They are them luxury players. But I just think, me personally, work hard, and then everything else you deal with that as and when.
Yeah.
In football, you have to assess things. No game of football is ever the same.
Yeah, you're
You know
right.
what I mean?
Some
So-
players have to work hard because they haven't got that ability.
Yeah. Mate, some players.
That should be a given for them to do that because then everything else will come through.
So it's probably unfair to say because I've never played professional football, but I feel like some players can make a career off like hard work, head and kick, like right areas, right decisions, constant right decision making, knowing when to play, where to play, how to play.
Or prime
Head the ball,
Stoke
kick the ball.
with Tony
You know what I mean?
Pulis. They would
So-
just route one, kick it long, knock it on, score.
That was his philosophy.
Yeah.
Really, second ball.
It works. So yeah.
Sticking on the manager subject, has there been like a bad experience or something that's not quite gone your way with a manager, and how have you like dealt with it?
I wouldn't say bad experience. It's just it's hard to word things, you know.
It's gonna have people. Alan Pardew on his phone next week.
I wouldn't say bad.
Open a
It's just
can of
that
worms.
As a player, going to Aston Villa because I was there with Martin O'Neill because I went there from West Ham. I wanted to play more, and obviously Martin he brought me there to play, but obviously he's got his team and his squad and his thought process in that. And he favoured Gabby Agbongaho and John Carew more than it was me, Emil Heskey, there was loads of other players that was on the bench at the time, and I just wanted to play. But then again, it worked in my favour because then I went to Wolves on loan and we got promoted to the Premier League. Then I went to Newcastle, we got promoted to the Premier League on loan from obviously being at Villa. So it has its plus and its minus, but I wouldn't say disagreement. It's just obviously I don't know what Martin was his thought process at the time, and that was probably my worst experience of being with a manager.
Cool question.
Playing wise.
Yeah. Marlon, Premier League striker yourself, as we keep mentioning.
Yeah, it's all right.
When we spoke about...
You can keep saying that.
Keep
saying it.
One more time.
Don't mind that, mate.
Just make sure you get his name right.
I've enjoyed my time. It's Marlon Harewood.
Oh,
as
no,
well.
yeah. No.
Hey, Kingy.
See you when I see you there.
Don't worry. Put it out, please, because Kingy will love that.
When we spoke about Premier League strikers, you got a bit excited. You were like, yeah, I love this. Like the passion shines through. You're passionate about football, clearly. You're passionate about everything you've done in the game as a top Premier League striker. Can we do a tier list of players you've played with in that striking position? You're saying Gabby Bonlahor, John Carew, Emil Heskey, Ashton Zamora, Sheringham. Who's the top? What are we? Top three? Top three. And you can put Marlon Harewood in there as well if you want.
I was going to say that. I'm like the top 3 strikers that I would.
Not in a
play
game.
With.
Just, like a strike partner, as a 2. 4-4-2. But we want a top 3.
Freaking hell, I don't think I could do that.
Is there not one that stands out?
We'll say you're the best, then we'll have a 3 below.
I had a good, but with Nottingham Forest as well. Are we just talking about West Ham? Or
everywhere?
Anywhere.
Because David Johnson.
Yeah. Is that Brennan's dad, right?
Yeah, he will probably sneak through because we scored over 50 goals between us. And that's. Have you ever heard that now this time strikers going? But that went in the Premier League, it's a Championship. But I would put him there because we had an understanding as strike partners in the Championship.
Just complement each other.
Yeah, I scored over 20 something goals. He scored over 30 something goals. So that partnership obviously was doing something because we were scoring goals left, right, and centre. We had an understanding. But then in the Premier League, it was probably it's hard on Bobby. I formed more of a relationship with Bobby because I played up front with Jermaine Defoe as well, David Connolly, and then you got Colton Cole, Dean Ashton, Carl Tevez, Teddy Sheringham. It was
How long did you play?
John, sorry?
No, sorry to interrupt.
It's all right.
How long did you play?
Carroll.
Hey.
Jeez.
Is it?
Kevin Noland.
And you're both lanky as well.
Peter Lovingkrans.
How long did you play with Jermaine Defoe for?
Quite a bit. I played quite a few games with him but that's before he left because obviously West Ham got relegated.
Okay.
And some of the players were still there before they obviously wanted to move on, coming down from the Premier League. So I was up there with Defoe because we had Michael Carrick in the team, Don Hutchison. We had a few lads, David James, before they went on to other clubs when they went down.
Classes. I love Jermaine Defoe.
But yeah, I have to stick to what I've been through my career, and I love my footballing career and the way I've been, the players I've met, the teams I've played at. I enjoyed it. So if anyone says, when people say their opinions about that, me personally, I don't really care because I've enjoyed my time.
There's credit to your career though. Look at the names that you're just listing off like they're nothing.
Argue with it. Grew up being one of the professional footballer, and I did it.
Wicked. Obviously that Villa spell as well. You got Milner, Gareth Barry.
Yeah, there was loads.
Wow.
GB, probably GB and Matty Everton is probably, and Michael Carrick is probably the underrated. Like when you said about Wayne Rooney and Henry, they're three players. They're the players that you should be up there.
When you look
GB's
at most highest appearance in Premier League history, isn't it?
Gareth Barry, yeah.
And then look at Carrick.
Is Milner going to catch him?
He's probably the Rolls Royce.
Is Milner on his shoulder?
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry. Tied it.
Yeah, you could ask anyone that because he was left,
just
right,
proper
pro,
proper player.
He Aston Villa for a while, and then
like you say, same with Milner.
Man City.
Same with Milner.
Millie was good, but Millie's like the if you wanted your kid to grow up and you want him to be like somebody, Millie.
Really, great man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's class. Great example.
How he was.
That's a great compliment, Yeah, that's a great compliment. If somebody said that about me, I'd cry.
See what he's doing now. He's still
it's class.
Still playing.
Role model.
Proper
role model.
Proper.
I'm trying to find the Premier League appearances because I'm sure Milner's catching them, isn't he?
Is he?
If Milner has like 2 or 3 more seasons solid in the Prem,
Probably
currently
will be.
he's at Brighton, isn't he, right now?
But
So if he has a couple more years,
Bro, deep what we're saying, Milner's been around forever, and if he still has 2 or 3 full seasons, he might catch Gareth Barry. You know how crazy that is?
It's mad.
Like the longevity of Gareth Barry's career, mental. Credit to him, man.
not sure if I'm going to find it, but yeah.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, class. Should we talk about that Premier League hat-trick?
Yeah.
What was the feeling like you say, as a young boy, dreaming to play professional football, scoring a Premier League hat-trick?
We got a tiny bonus.
Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
I
did,
We
I
got a
did,
tiny
I did.
bonus here.
That's always in
That's
there.
made him
always-
smile.
Gonna go buy a car from my own company.
That's always in there. That's always in there.
Got the Porsche, innit?
Yeah, right. Come from that, probably. No, it's a real moment, but
Yeah.
you're in the moment and you're enjoying it because it goes so quickly. So when people talk about it, and I reminisce because sometimes it pops up on West Ham's feed, like old school strikers who scored the hat tricks and stuff. And I just look at it and that was me.
Good moment.
But it was a time that I didn't score for a couple of games because I was going through a dry patch and obviously Teddy was one of the we were training with, and he was saying like the time to worry is when you're not getting into them positioning. So I was getting in the positions to score, I just weren't hitting the back of the net. And then funny enough, Teddy was the one that put me through, and then he said next time take calm. So I took my calm, chest it down, and I just like took a breather and then just slot it underneath the keeper, and not knowing the onslaught after that of the goals that I scored after that.
Do you know when you're going through a drought? Like you said, you've been through one. We see it with players all the time. Do you know when you get that one goal?
Yeah.
Is it just such a relief?
Unbelievable.
Like I can imagine.
It's
such a weight
a
off your
weird
shoulders.
sensation because like you work so hard to get that first goal, and it's just not coming. It's just not coming. It's not coming. But then when it does, the tension just goes, and then
Confidence through the roof.
then when you get in that position, you just know you're going to score it. It was crazy. But Jermaine Defoe, calling name, he was prolific. What's the word? Prolific.
Prolific?
No.
Prolific?
I just had it in my head.
You know
Prolific.
like prolific. I can't even say it.
Prolific.
You know when you get in that position.
Clinical
That's better. Clinical.
Clinical striker.
Yeah, he can finish.
Yeah. I seen when he went Rangers. Yeah. They done like a finishing, like a drill.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it, and it was like, what?
No, he can finish.
Side netting.
Yeah,
stands.
literally.
But same with Ruud van Nistelrooy, innit? I know they're like different players.
Like,
but
Harry Kane's
finishing.
like him as well.
Yeah.
And Harry Kane's obviously continued doing that. Like,
Yeah.
if you want someone to score a goal, you put Harry there.
Put your house on him. With the SD card running out of storage, there's like 7 minutes left. We'll end on.
That's good, no?
Yeah, it's great.
We'll end.
I wish we had more. I don't want to stop.
I know, yeah.
I'm well enjoying this.
We'll end on that FA Cup final in 2006. Again, another big moment for a young lad growing up to then, as a grown man, playing an FA Cup final at Wembley.
Yeah.
3-3, what game?
Mad, weren't it? It's crazy.
Gerrard,
isn't it?
Obviously, just throwing it out there. Oh, you just realised that?
Gerrard 91st.
Yeah.
Bang.
But it's like, obviously, I scored the goal, not just saying it, scored the goal to get us into the final.
Yeah, in the semi, yeah.
Semi was unbelievable. That day was crazy. That was at Villa Park as well.
Yeah.
And then getting to the final, we thought we was going to win it. I ain't gonna lie. In the dressing room, we was not cocky, but we was very confident in ourselves with the lads. And then I just remembering it was we went 2-0 up, and when you're walking back because we used to play 4-4-2. Me and Dean Ashton's up front, and I'm looking at Dino, and he's looking at me, and I was like,
We've won it.
"Come on, let's keep going!" Like, and then obviously Stevie G went inside, put his little cape on, changed his boots, and then it just again just changed.
But I hated him for a year.
Yeah. There's so many different.
Like Rapid is cool.
So many aspects of that game. What happened because but before Stevie G scored that goal, it was a throw-in, and Scaloni, when he took the throw-in, instead of like, I can't remember, like trying to figure it, if he threw it in or the ball came back to him and he kicked it away, but he kicked it like up in the air and it went in the middle of the pitch instead of kicking it out. Like the dynamic of the game could have been totally different.
It's crazy, isn't it, when you think about it, if one thing went.
But I did ask Stevie G, like, what happened? And he's like, I was tired, lad. I was absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
So he had cramp and stuff, so he couldn't bother to get the ball. Normal people get the ball down and put it wide to obviously get in the box.
Yeah.
The ball was like bouncing towards him, and he just like, I've never seen a ball
like an arrow.
hover in its life. How much is he that hovered. He put everything through it. Just hovered straight in the corner.
Do you know what? Some players have
Hit
got
back
that
in
in there.
there.
Some players have got that, like,
Pull out
just tech about
30 odd
them.
yards and 30 odd yards, and that was the change of the game.
Could you feel in the game? Because you do, don't you? When you turn it up, it's 2-1. You feel the whole momentum shift.
Changed.
Is it
We
difficult?
went to extra time. But to be fair, we could have won it in penalties.
Penalties,
Yeah.
But I broke my 5th metatarsal, so I'm usually first penalty taker.
Yeah.
But I didn't take a penalty.
No.
And then obviously, not saying that was
Yeah,
the
but
difference,
yeah, of course.
but obviously you never know. Things could have
Never
changed.
know.
But then a few of the lads missed. I think Anton missed. I think Bobby scored. Teddy took a one. I think Conch missed, and that was it really.
But a good day regardless.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Would you say that was the biggest game of your life?
Yeah, I would say so. Getting to a final of
100%.
that stage, playing against Liverpool. The team Liverpool had at that time was unbelievable.
Should I be Alonso?
Yeah.
Alonso, John Arisa, Crouch, Kuehl, Hippier,
There was
Sissoko.
loads. There
Do
was
you know,
loads.
Crouch is another player that don't get the respect he
Yeah,
deserves.
class.
And he's a funny bloke, isn't he?
He is funny.
He's a hilarious bloke. It's so funny. Do you know when I know it's cliche. It's been like said a lot, but you know when he said
But it's
like,
good memories.
yeah, about his missus, he'd be like, "Oh, what'd you be if you won football?" He'd be like, "Virgin." Why'd you even think of that?
Good lad.
So funny, class. Great. He's got a good podcast, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter Crouch pod.
Good for him, man.
Good for you.
But I love
Listen.
doing this. I love doing things because like it reminds me
Refresh.
of players that
Yeah.
of that era playing now, and people's talking. Oh, it's unbelievable.
And I was messaging him for ages. Then I seen he was in Dubai. I thought he ain't gonna come here. He's in Dubai now.
That was a business meeting.
But he's turned up. Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
So your business,
Hey.
is Boots. Oh,
No,
so that's your
my new
podcast?
company is
Yeah.
MX10 Global.
Okay.
And obviously, Boots the Business is a part of MX10 Global, just to talk to lads. Obviously, everyone watches podcasts, and it's
Yeah.
just trying to help the next generation to start thinking about investing into their life, because football will never go away. Your
Yeah.
ability will never go away. You'll probably get better at your ability, but life after football is so
Yeah.
important that they need to invest in it, and that's getting players in to just talk about their careers and what they've invested in, what they
Yeah.
haven't, and what they've done to till now.
Good stuff, man.
Brilliant.
So anyone want to watch that, please go watch it, because I can imagine I'll be watching it now. You've
No, thank you.
100%.
really present yourself great, and you're a great talker.
No, I try.
I'm putting you in that more time, I swear
Yeah,
to God. I
literally.
feel
It's
like
only come from you two. It's been good.
Yeah,
Wicked.
yeah, try
No,
it,
brilliant pod, Marlon. Thank you so much. Harewood, not King.
Yes, yes.
Kingy.
Yeah, so for anyone watching, where can they find your stuff? Like, is it on YouTube,
It's just on
Spotify?
my Instagram, Marlon Harewood, and then my company, MX10 Global, and on obviously YouTube. I'm new to this.
Yeah.
Boots to Business. Just have a watch and subscribe, and just
We'll tag all your
support,
we'll
really,
tag all your
enjoy.
links, man.
Wicked.
We'll put all your links in. You've been amazing. Honestly, I think I'll say I think you've been my favourite guest by a long way.
He says that every time.
Go and watch. I know. No, honestly, you've been fucking class.
No, it's been good.
Great bloke.
Wicked.
And I wish you all the success in the world in your businesses, man, because you fucking deserve it. Top man.
Class.
Anything to
That's
say?
it. I think that's about it. Where's West End's next game?
West End, fucking hell, I don't know, next week. I
Yeah,
don't
come
know.
and watch. Where you play?
Come.
I'm free because my son plays.
Well, okay, so I own the club. I don't
Okay.
really play.
Oh, okay,
I do
why?
sometimes. Today I played with the Shorten lads. Hey, listen, ask him what happens when my team plays his.
Let's not do that. There's only
Yeah, so-
There's only 2 minutes left.
I tell you what we will do, Marlon. Yeah, we've done this with Mark White. It was a bit of a curse though, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
you can be our good luck charm. We compete in the Sunday FA Cup. So you know the FA Cup that you got to the final of?
Yeah.
They do it for all the Sunday teams, all the best Sunday teams nationwide. So
Yeah.
a few thousand apply, 200 get accepted. It's a tournament they play at Wembley, they've played at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
play at big stadiums. If we get to the final, I want you to come support the lads.
Yeah,
Come and see us.
there.
Last year we got to the round of 16.
Yeah.
We went out, unfortunately, but this year we're going to give it another go. So I'd like to see you down there. Hope maybe you
Be there.
remember.
Round of 16. If you get to the round of 16,
You'll come.
I'll come.
Well, I'll make sure we get.
Do you want to dust your boots down and have a go up front? Or?
I'll sling you
I
up
can't
front.
play if you
I'll
get-
sling you up front. Can you still play? Can we
Yeah.
get an USD
Of course, I
card?
still play.
Can you do? You?
Hey, Marlon
I do a
and
lot of charity games.
Oh yeah, but I didn't know if you played like. Oh yeah, do you know
Marlon
Greg
and Mills
Mills? Greg Mills played for Derby. Only played a few games of the
not the
Championship.
Radio 1 host.
Yeah, no, Greg Mills. He played for Derby. Played for all the levels. Had a few injuries and that. He's good.
Yeah,
Good baller. You probably know his
quite a few
face.
five-a-side tournaments and stuff that I've won.
Yeah,
So I'm
let's
going to
get
get
him
in
up front
touch.
for
I'm
West
going to get in
End.
touch. And do you know what we'll do? We'll arrange a game where we get you in. Definitely.
Yeah, come.
That's on
man.
camera now.
That's on camera.
Don't be silly. I'll come. If you're any good, I'll come down.
Marlon coming
Just
down to West End.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Listen,
Right.
Marlon, class. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.
I'm just going to wrap up now. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. We've got Marlon Harewood in the Leicester Podcast Studio. Thank you to our sponsors, Grill Shack and Kit Locker. Sound. Subscribe. See you in a bit. Thank you, Marlon.
Thanks, Marlon. Top man. Class.